Welcome back, friends. I'm in upstate New York. You might have some questions. Why am I here? When did I get here? How did I get here? Well, I've made a little video that might give you some insight into where things have been, where things are, and where they might be going. Welcome back to Adventures with a Phil.
Alrighty. So, we're doing this.
We are doing this.
First things first, coffee was in order. We had a long week ahead of us, a journey neither of us could have imagined just a few months earlier. You see, my wife, Bekah, had accepted an interim position 1 country, 12 states, and 3,000 miles away from our home in Vancouver, Canada. We left her parents' home in Bellingham, Washington, and we hit the open road.
What you're seeing is the view from our hotel, the fabulous La Quinta Inn and Suites, in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We're going on the longest road trip we've ever been on, by miles. This is morning 2. We started off yesterday in Bellingham, Washington. And we're moving my wife, Bekah, to Pennsylvania for a new job, which is actually in New York State. We'll get into that later. It's a beautiful morning. Cat's meowing. This is Petunia. This is her debut. Yeah. And this is Idaho.
Alrighty. So here we are. We've made it into Montana. I guess we're about 50 or 60 miles in. We're on the way to Missoula on I-90. And it's stunning. This is beautiful. Just the forest, the landscape is constantly changing. You get the high passes, and then you also get the flatter areas where you can do 80 miles an hour as the speed limit, which is it's a little excessive, but hey, whatever. We're not doing that. We're doing like 70 because, you know, fuel efficiency. But this is stunning. Please take a look.
It's not too often you get to take part in a cross-country adventure like this. We were very fortunate to have quiet roads and little traffic most of the way.
So what are your thoughts, Bekah? What do you think?
Yeah, it's really beautiful. I'm glad I'm not driving. But yes, beautiful.
Yeah, look at that. The Anaconda Monument. It's a monument to anacondas. Or perhaps one of the largest freestanding brick structures in North America. Well, friends, we just passed the Continental Divide, which was 6,393 feet where we went, and now we're heading towards South Dakota. But first, to our destination for the night, Belgrade, Montana, just outside of Bozeman.
Well, good morning from fabulous, warm, kind of sunny, where are we? Belgrade, Montana. It's a toasty 11 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So it's about -10. Yeah. About to hit the road. Might be a little snow today. We'll see how it goes. Next up, South Dakota.
Take a look at this landscape. We're on the road to Billings, I-90 of course. I guess we took off about an hour ago. It's a little breezy, a little icy on the road, so we're taking our time, being safe. Still, absolutely spectacular landscape. And can't wait to see a bit more of it. Got a cat yelling in the back of the car. Not too much traffic on the road, so it's kind of nice.
Petunia. I know, babe, but you're safer in there. I know, just take a nap.
Are we north of the wall? No. But we are between Billings and Wyoming on I-90 now. It's flat. The roads are good. Sky's blue. No complaints whatsoever. There's some very yellow grass. It is just a different color. And then, oh, it's just plains after these valleys here. It just goes on forever. Wow. It's about to get flat. It's beautiful. Hi there. We're approaching the eastern edge of Wyoming. Definitely come out of the mountains, and it's flat. It's quite flat. Beautiful, interesting colors. Heading on now to South Dakota. You can see for miles. Wow, I haven't seen the sky like this in a long time. We're definitely in the grasslands now. Jeez. Flat.
Well, good morning. Right now we're in Rapid City, South Dakota. It's a balmy 9 degrees Fahrenheit, and after a long day on the road and lots of adventuring, we have an aggressive kitty cat who's chasing birds, and I'll just give you a little idea what everything looks like. So there we are. That is our view from our hotel room, but we can see the car, and we can see what's going on. Plus, we have a kitty cat who's beefing with the birds outside. She's almost 7 months old now. This is Petunia. And again, this is Rapid City, South Dakota. Day 4.
Well, here we are on day 4 again. We're about 2/3 of the way through South Dakota, and we're coming up to the Missouri River in a couple of minutes. It's been pretty much the same landscape every day, all day so far, except this is probably the most diverse landscape we've seen right here. Anywho, on to fuel up and have a little lunch. We're in the central time zone now, so we're losing an hour, and then we lose another one tomorrow night. And yeah, that's it. This is South Dakota.
We'd packed up most of the apartment a few weeks earlier. I would eventually be returning to Vancouver to continue work and await the immigration process. One thing we knew for sure is that we wanted to do this trip together.
Well, good morning from the road yet again. It is day 5. We departed Fairmont, Minnesota about 2 hours ago, I guess, maybe 2.5. And we're still on I-90, of course. We will be for a bit longer. But we're just starting the descent now, getting close to La Crosse, Wisconsin. And for the first time in my life, crossing the mighty Mississippi River. The landscape's really changed now, starting to feel a bit more familiar, even though I've never been here. Lots more trees, rivers, obviously, like the Mississippi, but also just hills and mountains, and the farms are getting smaller. Kind of feels like we're getting back to a bit more of a city-type environment in a bit. I'm really enjoying this part of the drive, though. Weather's been great, cold, windy, yeah, but to this point, no serious stresses. Day 5 has begun. Oh, there it is. I see the Minnesota sign just over there. And Wisconsin. That was the most half-assed Wisconsin sign I've ever seen.
I didn't even see it.
It was a green sign that said Wisconsin.
Oh.
The drive across the Midwest was interesting. Somehow not quite what I was expecting, but not too far off either.
Well, good morning from the road. It's day 6. We're in Ohio. We just cleared Ohio. We just went through all of Indiana after leaving just outside of Chicago this morning. We had the joy of dealing with time change and all those good things. A little snowy out there, but the road conditions are in quite good shape. The girls are doing well. Got 1, 2 in there, our co-pilots. And we've just stopped for gas. We're at a Love's service station. And just waiting for Bekah to come out. She's just grabbing something to drink. We're gonna hit the road and on to Austintown, Ohio for the night. Day 6, about halfway in the books. What are we? 200 miles down, another 220 miles to go. That's it. That's all. Need some caffeine.
We left Schaumburg, just outside of Chicago, just before dawn. Once you leave Illinois, the change really is quite noticeable. I never expected to encounter so many toll booths, as you just really don't see them too often on the West Coast. This evening was to be our final night at a hotel on the road. We'd seen a lot of I-90, but we still had a few hundred more miles of it to go. We were nearing the final stretch, and the goal for the night was Austintown, Ohio. Since we were still in the first half of March, we knew that winter weather would be inevitable. An eye was always kept on the weather forecast. There was a nor'easter headed to our final destination in the afternoon, so we got on the road very early. The coffee was going to play an important role on this day. It was dark and stormy for the first hour of the drive, but we had to get to the new apartment before the big storm hit. We neared the Delaware River and the Poconos, which is about 90 minutes outside of New York City. From the apartment, Bekah's commute to work is fairly easy, and there's a train line and bus service which go directly into Manhattan. We've explored local towns and villages, seen a couple of shows, a ball game, and have even gone into the city on a couple of occasions. And yes, the cats have settled in nicely. And that's how I got here. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll see some more content from this neck of the woods. It's great to see you again. See you again soon, friends.